said, here we go. So are we live? Oh.
We're live now.
Well, you know, you just kind of went silent and said, no, you know.
It's one of those things. It's a Thursday night all over again.
It's total anarchy!
Yeah, it's deja vu all over again, and we are here. It sounds like somebody's busy back there.
What is that?
I think that was me. Sorry, I'm playing a video game. Let me actually pause that real quick. Sorry.
I was like, holy.
Okay, now I'm good.
Holy macaroni. It's deja vu, and I said that before. Welcome to Thursday night's HWR's Four Corner Rants, where we are the show where we are insane and reporting stuff that by insane people that we watch on TV who are pretty much insane. Let me introduce the insane hardcore crew. He is the incomparable one, Lance Moss. Lance, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Got my coffee and my other beverages here, so let's have some fun.
Absolutely. I got my wine mixed with my fruit punch, so I should be all right. And over... and over another... boy, my tongue is tight. See, it's working. I'm going to start talking like Shinsei Nakamura. It's part of the whiskey. She is the Southern Belle. She is the kick-ass of Kentucky. She is Kayla Hobbs. Kayla, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Love y'all.
And he is the CEO of HWR. He is the boss, the big man himself, Rick Head. Rick, welcome to the show.
Well, I know I've been kind of gone here and there a couple of weeks, but you know what? The motherfucker's back. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely. I'm gonna do a quick shout out already. We are getting people that are passing around the stream here. It is Joseph Allenberger and his wife, Mrs. A. So BC Games and more. Thanks for watching the stream here. So a big shout out to you, BC Games and More in Erie, Pennsylvania. Look them up on Facebook. Do the hashtag BC Games and More. Oh man, I tell you, YouTube. We got Terry over at the HWR chat on the YouTube page. Lance. Well, it's the Big Moss. He says the Big Bag Moss show tonight. So
okay, Terry. It's okay.
Yeah, I tell you, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We got a lot of stuff going on. Fans, if you're listening in on both YouTube and Facebook, please like and subscribe to our channel here and to our other channels. We would appreciate it. Wow, we got a lot of stuff going on, Rick. You know, let's start with the quick rumors of the day. We're not going to go completely on all these rumors, but let's go quickly.
Well, we're having a lot of background noise.
Not me. My game's paused.
All right. Well, I wanted to kind of start off with Ryback blaming CM Punk for losing his push. I read this and I'm like, I cannot believe it. So he stated that it was not the right time to put him in a match with CM Punk, as they were both getting a push. The big guy also stated that he would have been one of the WWE's top guys if it was not for his match with Punk. I don't know what this guy is smoking. You know, I understand they were trying to make him a big, strong guy, but he was a small, big, strong goof. So to blame CM Punk for not getting his push is just it's fucking ludicrous.
And the thing is, who really cares about this guy? It's like he hasn't been relevant for a long time. CM Punk comes out of nowhere because he's going to do that all-in show for Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. And all of a sudden, because CM Punk is at a wrestling show, going to a wrestling show, Ryback and all CM Punk's haters, I guess, are going to start jumping on. You know, I got to say one thing. about that. The guy was never relevant. To me, he was just, he wants s'mores. I forgot Lance. What was his motto? We want s'mores or something like that.
Feed him.
Feed me more.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought it was feed me s'mores.
Feed him less steroids because I think it's affecting his brain.
You said.
You have to have a brain to have damaged.
Yeah, that is very true.
Definitely.
But smell that. Smell like a big old crock of bullshit.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know. This guy hasn't been relevant. He hasn't done anything in a long time. And again, I don't even know where he's been. Where is he hiding? Nobody cares for him. And this is just his way of trying to get attention. Because not even the indies are booking this guy. He had his time on the indies. They booked him. He probably wants too much, and he's probably a headache. So, bye-bye, Ryback or Rybotch, because you were never great to begin with. Now the next thing that we're going down. Rick, I'm going to let you say this because I just can't bring myself to say this.
Which one is it? Oh!
Kayla, I think that's you.
I totally missed whatever just happened. My thing just cut out completely.
Yeah, we heard a lot of backwash from your side.
Yeah.
I don't have anything going here, though.
Hey, go ahead, Rick. Say again. Yeah,
Rick?
Lance. Isn't he very informative today?
Yeah. Well, I had to cut my mic out to make sure I didn't have any background noise going. But Jeff Jarrett, your boy, is getting another TV or streaming deal. Jeff Jarrett apparently has weaseled his way into another TV deal with Fight Network, not to be confused with FN Network. They're two totally different entities. To top that off, Global Force Entertainment, which he is now calling it, is going to be on the premium programming list for Fight, which means you have to pay even more for something that nobody would watch to begin with. Kayla, your thoughts on this?
Oh my god, are you serious? He got another deal.
He got another deal.
That is BS. Like, do these networks not realize that they are committing basic suicide by giving him all of this stuff? I mean, damn.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably one of his bigger gifts, Joe, and is that you say he can never sell a dime, but he has no problem conning people into, buying whatever he's selling.
Well, you know what it is. He's sending Karen to go give the executives blowjobs. Because let's face it, the guy has no talent. His father, Lance, backed me up on this. Jerry Jarrett is a way better promoter than Jeff Jarrett.
That's like saying a newborn. That's like saying a newborn and a professional race car driver and that talent level. Because I guarantee, as soon as they saw Jay Jarrett on the promotion, they thought Jerry. In walks Jeff, and they thought, "Oh, fuck."
Over in the YouTube channel, real quick, Rick, we have Wicked 133 saying good evening, and good evening to you, Wicked. Thanks for listening to our product here.
Likewise, Wicked, and we do this every Thursday. And again, if you have any thoughts on the things we're talking about, such as Jeff Jarrett getting a new streaming deal, Ryback blaming Punk for losing the title, but you know what, losing his push. Sorry, guys. But you know what, we got to move on to the other topic. Ronda Rousey is apparently going to be working throughout the summer doing ring work. Now, as many of you may have known or not known, I'm not really a fan of Ronda Rousey. Walking in the WWE and all of a sudden getting the red carpet treatment all the way to the title. Because she has yet to prove herself. I'm not denying the fact that she's a commodity or her popularity or the fact that she's outright sexy. I get all of that. But to walk into a promotion that you have zero experience in makes no sense to me. But again, throughout the month of from rest of May to the month of end of June, she'll be working at least 6 or 7 events, including house shows. Joe, your thoughts?
what she should they this is a mess to begin with. I'm not saying that the girl doesn't have talent because she's a good MMA fighter. She needs to be training as hard as she's training for an MMA fight. They need to pull her off, give her a good 6 months in the performance center, training with the likes of Natalia, with Charlotte, with hell, with Miss Jackie, with Trish. They need to school this girl. And what they need to do, since WWE's jumped the gun and brung her in and like really pushed her ahead, what they need to do now is they got to do something with the commodity. They got her under contract. I say, you know what? Keep her on house shows, put her in tag matches, keep her on tag matches until she starts getting more seasoned, and then push her out alone to see how well she does. You know, I'm going to bring up somebody real quick. China. When China debuted as part of DX, the original DX with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, she wasn't a wrestler either. She was this bodybuilder, and the only thing she did was these stiff forearm shots. Go back on YouTube, go back on the network, and you could see how bad she was. But she practiced, she learned. By the time she got to the era of she was actually wrestling, she was doing the Latina Heat with Eddie Guerrero. You know, China was accomplished. She was very well now trained and doing what she has to do. She wasn't perfect, but she was way better than she started. And what's going to happen, unfortunately, with Ronda Rousey is it's going to be 6 months, Rick, to a year before we can actually see her do anything with, you know, on her own in the ring, being really top notch like a Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch.
Well, you know, honestly, I think she probably has at least 18 months at the Performance Center before she even signed. So they probably, you know, she's roughly 2 years, but even still, 2 years of experience coming right out, especially where she's at, was, you know, again, like I've said, she should not have debuted at Royal Rumble, where she literally stole Asuka's spotlight. And then, you know, she gets a tag match at WrestleMania, which is one of the high-profile matches. Again, they should have put her on Monday Night Raws and have her squash against a bunch of locals just to get, you know, at least get that ring work on TV and see what she has. But clearly WWE didn't have that kind of confidence into her. Lance, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, granted, you can only really tell somebody's in-ring stuff when it's one-on-one, but yeah, I think she needs at least to get in there and just start eating bitches. Like local indie bitches. Yeah,
absolutely. You know, Kayla, do you think that they brought her in too soon, or do you think maybe, you know, they did this to help with ticket sales? What do you think's really behind this?
They brought her in way too soon. This should have actually been done from the get-go. Because, I mean, yeah, the girl is a household name. She is the baddest woman in sports entertainment. She's got that claim to fame. But here's the thing. Unless you get in there and you train and you train and you train, you put your heart and soul into it, guess what? During a regular one-on-one match, you're going to freeze. And then that's going to end up getting you unnoticed, or noticed for the wrong reasons, rather. Nobody's perfect their first couple matches. I sucked horribly, but you got to learn.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, and you know, the learning process sometimes is not always good. Joe, if you recollect my memory, refresh my memory. So sorry about that. You know, Ken Shamrock, when he came over, you know, for a while he was hot stuff, but he didn't last long because, again, he's not a wrestler. He's not a you know, I guess into sports entertainment wrestler, so to speak.
Well, Ken Shamrock was your purest wrestler. He was a guy who went in there and he did what he had to do. Honestly, you know, he improved himself greatly. He just wasn't the talker that he was. He was part of the corporation later on, and I think that's what fit him. Guys, let me welcome you, the Uber of Westchester. The
Delightful.
Yeah, let me just get this out of the way, Rick. You've heard the Duchess of York. You heard of the King of England. You heard of the Duke of Earl. I think that's a song. But here we have Duke of Earl. Here is the Uber of Westchester, the IPTV man himself. He is Johnny Perez. You know, we're gonna have to call you Johnny English because the Perez doesn't fit the Uber of Westchester.
You know what? I'm gonna have to agree. Johnny English it is from here on out. Guys,
Hey, so long as you're not really in English, I think everything will be fine.
I think so.
Westchester Day.
Hey, you know what?
Guys.
If you want to check out something real quick, Johnny, check out our stream. Lance contributed something just for you today. So,
Oh, did he?
yeah, check out the stream. Look at the screen. Everybody, here it is. Lance?
The Uber of Westchester is delightful.
Delightful.
and Terry Boyer, that's over in the HWR chat room, and he said the Pokemon of Westchester.
There you go.
I love it.
That's awesome. You know what? I think I'm gonna use that as my Uber of Westchester Instagram picture.
Yeah.
You gotta send it to me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Will do.
definitely put it on.
and Terry, thank you for being part. Thanks everybody for liking our channel and subscribing. I gotta say that real fast. I appreciate Terry, all you other folks, you know, BC Games and more. You too, Mr. and Mrs. A. Thanks again for watching the show and contributing. Wicket133, thank you again. We're gonna keep going because you know what? Let's finish up on the rowdy one. The new rowdy one, Rick. You know what? It's gonna take her 6 months. You know what? Let's toss it to Johnny. You know, Ronda, and it's gonna take about 6 months to a year before she's even decent in the ring.
Yeah, I can't agree more. Maybe a little longer. Well, I heard you guys talk about Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock was okay in the ring. He had good intensity. The people were behind him. His mic skills were horrible. That was probably one of his biggest downfalls, was his mic skills. And I think Ronda Rousey is in the same, almost the same. Her mic skills are the worst. Her in-ring skills are horrible. She has this rowdiness that's supposed to be coming up, but she comes out with this smile on her face, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually here and they're paying me to do this. You know,
She's marking out for herself, actually.
Exactly, 100%. And with the name Ronda Rousey, she should be out there causing problems. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Being that rowdy person. But yeah, she's coming with smiles on her face, you know, doing the hand thing, kissing the kids. Fuck that shit. Smack the kids in the face, throw some soda at people, cause a little controversy like the real Rowdy Piper, and then maybe we'll have something going.
Or at least come out there with that kill a bitch look on her face and
something.
Just beat the hell out of people.
Yeah. That's supposed to get. Take your niece and have her at the show and just throw cotton candy at her or something.
Yeah, throw some soda out of old ladies. Take an old man's cane or his leg, like I forgot who did that. They took his leg and beat someone with it.
Oh, what I'm saying, that's great.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Over in the HWR chat room, Terry says at least she's not going to get breast augmentations like Alexa Bliss to improve. Hey,
Little Miss New Tits.
Nah,
little
Miss New Tits alone. Leave them alone. They've blossomed well.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
You guys know. Speaking of breast implants, did you guys know that Charlotte Flair is about to go under the knife to repair a breast implant that had bursted in the middle of a match.
Oh, you mean her deflated tit? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I told you Reed was doing sex change. It's been proven.
Reed shouldn't have done that.
Reed should have left it alone. Reed should have left it alone.
I think it was in 2016 or maybe early 2017 where Nikki Bella had the same situation. Maybe it's before that because she had her neck injury, but I knew that, she popped a tit somewhere along the line.
Yep. Pop the boob.
Pop the boob.
You know, you have to understand, you're bouncing around in that ring. Something's bound to pop off. You know?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for Charlotte to turn around and the camera to be off, and she bends over, and you see the back end of her, and we can all scream, "We found Captain Winky!"
Oh my God! Did
you know what?
Look at Space Mountain.
You know what? Let me just say this, Joe. When you find out, I'll believe.
What?
I have no intention of looking. Put it that way. That's my point.
What the fuck?
Trust me, I know it's Reed. But anyway, let's go back to Ronda Rousey here. We went off. Yep. Now we were on Reed for Reed Flair. And you know what? In all seriousness, for the fans who are listening out there, Reed Flair was a really great worker.
Yes.
It was sad that he passed away. He would have been world champion because he was the closest to being the complete package of a Ric Flair.
You know what? I can't agree with you more, Joe. That the kid had the talent, he had the look. They would have built him up a little bigger in the body when he came into the WWE, but that black tar heroin is what really fucked him up.
Yeah, that held a lot of.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I think that did more damage to him than Chief Jay Strongbow would have done.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what? One more thing about going back to Ronda Rousey real quick. When is it going to come down when we're going to see somebody wearing a cowboy hat? Maybe Mickie James. She could be cowgirl Mickie James with Ronda Rousey.
She did that over an Impact and it didn't work.
Well, it worked for me, but not in terms of wrestling.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, it was sexy, but the point is the gimmick only had a short lifespan. But I'd like to move along. Of course, we have to talk about, the big love problems between John Cena and Nikki Bella. I'm like,
oh God. Really? Come on. Yeah. I'd rather talk about Jeff Jarrett.
No.
Oh, damn.
And again, over the past month since they quote unquote broke up, which anybody believes is knows it's bullshit.
Real to me, damn it.
Well, because one second when they broke up, they said we like our privacy, during this time in our lives. And what are they doing? They're on talk shows talking about it.
Yeah.
We got to check out Total Bellas to see how it plays out. Oh wow, okay. If that's not a plug, I don't know what is. I'll pass.
God, please.
I got to say one thing, and I personally, like Nikki's going to be on American Ninja. I hope she gets hurt badly that she has to retire. I've never seen someone with no talent get high up position that she did, all because she slept around with John Cena.
That's her talent.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's we've been around, Johnny, you, me, we've been around ring rats before. We know how it is. Kayla, you see probably ring rats when you work.
I have.
Nikki is the ultimate ring rat, where she was just hanging around, got her break. She started sleeping with the big guy, and that was it. And guess what? Now she's, Total Bellas and all this. I don't like them. I don't, and it's not because of their character or their in-ring persona. It's just they definitely do not deserve it. And
exactly.
They're just, I could care less about her and John Cena. This is the match made in heaven. Or no, excuse me, the match made in hell.
In hell.
This is, if this was a soap opera, Rick, it would be called As the Stomach Turns.
Yeah,
the Carol Burnett side, yes.
See, somebody knows.
As the John Boy turns.
Yeah. Well, anyways, real quick, she took to her Instagram or Twitter or social media, whatever, and she goes, "quote unquote," the lies. Damn, can make a girl cry and hide. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. And these articles are so incorrect. One day I would love to meet the sources. You know what the sources are? It's called John Cena and fucking Nikki Bella can't keep their fucking mouth shut.
That's the source, absolutely. I agree. It's horrible. I hate talking about it because it's such bullshit.
Well, let's move on to something a little bit more interesting then.
Hold up, Rick, before you do that, Terry in the chat room says she's so sunny. If everybody gets the pun.
Well, someone had talent.
Listen.
No, the only talent she had was getting on her knees and sucking people off.
And pissing the crowd off.
Sunny was the most downloaded female in the history of the internet. At least she can say she did that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean...
Well, she got down. She got down all right.
We were hearing stories. I don't know if you guys know who Vinny the Guido is. He worked with WWE for a short time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, when we were doing Billy's show, he came on, and apparently he was telling a story about how he walked in the locker room where Sonny was giving Hawk from the Legion of Doom.
Oh, what a rush.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And believe me, there's a few other road stories I would love to recap on, but we got to move on. The Young Bucks and their new Japan contract is going to be ending this year, later on this year. Both Matt and Nick Jackson. Wow,
let's restart this.
Yeah, will be free agents by the end of the year. The brothers signed a 2-year deal late in 2016, keeping them in the New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. Their current contract will expire in November 2018. I think right now the Bucks are pretty much focused within the All-In wrestling event, where it's supposed to be huge. They sold 10,000 tickets in under 24 hours, with Cody Rhodes pretty much fronting a good part of the money. The Bucks said they're very happy with what they're doing, but of course they had to use that all familiar term, never say never.
Yeah.
So, Joe, over to you.
You know what? I never was really a big fan of the Bucks. To be honest, I basically just don't give a damn. It's kind of like that scenario where they're good spot monkeys. They got huge egos, and now they're gonna run a promotion with Cody Rhodes. To be honest, I don't care. It's not like it's not like they're the Rock and Roll Express or the Rockers or hell, they're not even at the level of the Hardys.
Yeah, well,
which team I miss, and I wish they would get as much attention. And there goes my damn dog. Is the Motor City Machine Guns.
The Machine Guns again was a great team, but again, like I said, the Young Bucks do have a cult following. They do kind of remind me of a cheap version of the Hardy Boys, but whether you like them or not, they definitely have skills. They have the charisma, but I don't want to see them in WWE because WWE tends to take good things and fuck shit up. Johnny, over to you.
Listen, I've heard of the Young Bucks. I know that AJ Styles might. I never saw any of their matches, but I know that they're very, very popular in the independent circuit. I think they would make a great addition to the tag team in the WWE because they do need tag teams. And I think the Young Bucks would probably end up being a quick run, but a good run.
All right. Kayla, your thoughts on New Bucks, their contract ended. Do you think they're going to re-sign, or do you think they're going to move on to other ventures?
I think that they are actually just going to follow Cody Rhodes wherever he goes. They did have a video on YouTube, I think it was last week, and I'll share it on the HWR chat room. They did talk about how AJ Styles was really urging them, hey, you need to come down to WWE. And they had said, if we go right now, that's just stupid to do. I mean, you could tell they didn't really want to be any part of WWE at all. So I think that they will probably do what Cody Rhodes tells them to do, honestly. They're like a daggone scab on Cody Rhodes. They go everywhere with him.
And I want to give a quick shout out to Carrie Allen Blanchard. Forgive me if I mispronounced that. And she's wanted to say hi, Skuldrin's dog.
Hey, I am not a dog. I've been called...
I think he was referring to the dog that was barking in the back.
Oh, yeah.
No, she was talking about you, Joe. She was talking about you, Joe.
Yeah, I know I've been called a dog before, but hey. My wife's even the wife is saying she's calling me a dog.
Lance, Young Bucks, should they go to the WWE or should they stay in the Indies?
Well, either way, they're going to be making their money. Good money, too. But there'll be one tell if they're going to Vince. If towards the end of their contract, they get a couple of mysterious injuries, like the last couple of guys that have left New Japan, WWE have gotten, a la AJ and I think Shinsuke. But if that happens, they're going to the WWE. Which I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I more see them keep doing what they're doing and keep making their money, not having to answer to a damn person.
No. Now we're going to move over to... and apparently NXT TakeOver is having issues with ticket sales. This is TakeOver Chicago. It's currently... And apparently they have not even sold like roughly around 7,000 tickets. But they do have a few more... weeks before they can get those sales. Joe, NXT TakeOver, which for a lot of people would agree that it's probably the better brand of the company, seems to be getting the worst ticket sales. What do you think's behind this?
Well, basically, right now, let's face it, wrestling is not doing as good as it used to be. When you could see on a show like SmackDown and Raw, and you're seeing the same guys fighting each other. And saying the names fight each other, that kind of loses its luster. Then when you go to NXT, which is their indie company version, it's becoming the same thing. Why is people gonna spend money to watch the same thing over and over and over? No, why go? They could just stay home and watch the next. If you missed the pay-per-view, you're gonna see it Monday or Tuesday night anyway. So I think that's what's contributing to the low ticket sales. Nobody wants to spend money on this thing that they already seen. Like, how many times are we going to see Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles? Good, great, talented guys, but enough's enough. Robert Roode should get a shot. Samoa Joe should get a shot. You could tell the pattern there is the Impact TNA guys are getting title shots. These guys, they need to start throttling back, start bringing in the indie guys to do jobs for the names, and then save the big stuff for the pay-per-views. It worked back in the 80s, and it worked in the 90s. They need to do it now, because let's face it, wrestling is dying out. The talent is not as great as it used to, as the previous year's talents, the eras. So they need to come up with something better. First thing, stop pushing all the talent on the same shows. Rick, how many times do we see AJ Styles a month?
At least I'd have to say he's on every week. So
that's
do the math. I think very rarely does he miss like maybe one show.
Yeah, that's too much. You want to miss the champion. You want to wait till he pops up at least twice a month. I think that's suitable enough. I know we all criticize Brock Lesnar, but let's face it, Lance, you know what? Would it maybe be more special if AJ Styles didn't appear all the time?
Yeah, that is very true, but it's finding that nice balance between, your part-time champs, a la your
Brock Lesnar,
your Dwaynes, your Brocks, you know, and to a certain extent, your Hogans, versus your full-time guys that don't miss a show like your AJs. It's finding a good balance, you know.
Well, you know what? Let's toss that question to you, Kayla. What do you think? You know, what you're in professional wrestling too. You wrestle down in Kentucky, so tell us. You know, what's on your opinion? Why is wrestling suffering?
To me, wrestling is suffering just because of the whole, PG era. Because if you take somebody who hasn't watched wrestling since the Attitude Era, for instance, and they sit there and they turn on the TV and they watch one episode of Raw or SmackDown, they're sitting there going, seriously, this is what wrestling is nowadays? Where's the hardcore title belt? Where's the intergender matches? Where's the first blood matches? What is with the stupid gimmick matches constantly? And you have the same champions nonstop. That's like on Raw. Finally we get a different women's champion. You got Nia Jax, but between that, it was always Alexa or Sasha. Alexa or Sasha. I mean, you gotta switch that crap up once in a while.
Yeah, and you also got to throw in Charlotte Flair going back and forth. Johnny, you know what? You and me been up and down that road. We seen the change in wrestling. What's your opinion?
You know what, Joe? It's like you guys said. It's the same people over and over and over again. It's just come to the point where enough is enough. There's no competition out there. You know what I'm saying? So without the competition, it gets boring after a while. Nobody wants to keep seeing the same people over and over again. Instead of going to these things once a week, you have to go at least once every 6 months now. Let them miss you a little bit, because you're the only wrestling organization out there that they're going to see that's a main promotion. You can't see the same people over and over again. It just gets too boring.
Yeah, and let me interject here, because we were talking about this before the show started, how Impact right now is currently working with other promotions. They're working with Lucha Underground, AAA, they're doing Crash, and several other international promotions. And right now, is a Pentagon Jr., he is the Impact champion, but he's also defending it overseas. And I think, like I said, there's a group of these promotions that said, you know what, we're going to work together. We're going to associate with each other. Let's say, we'll talk about like, Pentagon Jr. He could work with AAA. He could work over in Impact. He can work with Crash. All these other ones that are significantly associated. But once that association breaks off, that's it. You go with the association that you're contracted with. And I think, believe it or not, that's a new model you have to do. In today's world, one company is not going to beat the WWE. They have to come together. They have to change the model. They have to change the days of old.
Okay. I can understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, that didn't work for the AWA and WCCW.
Yeah,
NWA.
Yeah, when you had a whole bunch of people trying to steal talent from each other, it tends to doom the product. There needs to be a promotion that bands together. Yes, we need to go out there, and there needs to be a promotion that can really take it to the next level and start doing something. Because if there's not a promotion if the Bucks can't do it with Rhodes, if Impact doesn't step up their game, if Ring of Honor doesn't step up their game, then we're in the next couple of years, my God, we're coming up to 2020, and WWE is still the top company out there. Over in the HWL chat room, Terry says that's it right there about WWE. Too much reused of the same people and always the same title they get. John Cena, enough said. I think that says it all. I think
they need to bring back the hardcore belt and give it to Paige.
my God.
Oh, dear God. I'm never touching that belt.
I wouldn't, not without some damn hand sanitizer.
I got a question. I got a question about that video. Did Francesca ever come into play?
I didn't see Francesca come into play.
Yeah, no.
Xavier Woods was there. Why not, feed the trombone?
Well, you know what? That would have been a little creepy. I mean, seeing Paige shove a butt plug up her ass.
Well, she probably could play it. Can you imagine if they did that, Rick? They stick the trombone up her rear end, and she starts squeezing her ass.
Without a job.
Oh.
No, and then they start doing New Day Rocks. Burp, 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 burp.
Yeah, that would have gone over well.
Oh yeah.
I think they was just too busy switching out with each other over and over.
Yeah.
Brad. They're like, fuck the trombone, let me have some.
See, Xavier's always been a tag team guy.
You know what?
Again, I mean, she was younger, so obviously she was impressionable, and not to mention, when you're on the road for 200 or 300 days, I hate to say it, but everybody has their needs.
Yeah.
I would not be able to go here without getting laid. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
Right, I agree. Okay.
Yeah, we agree we agree in whispers, so the other significant others don't hear.
Exactly.
I ain't got
what's her face?
Ahead,
what's her face on SmackDown? I can't even think of her name. She's got black hair. She just came up with a guy from NXT. They're Spanish or some kind. She's had some pictures hacked into her phone and released earlier this week.
Really?
Of the same sort of type concept as Paige. A lot of nude shots in the mirror.
You know what? I'm going to say this, and we could go around the table real quick. But before I do, I want to let everybody know in both the HWR chat room and HWR show on YouTube. Let us know how the stream is coming. We're just making sure. I think today we've been having a little bit of technical difficulty, so let us know how the stream is on both YouTube and Facebook. Again, that is hashtag HWR chat room on Facebook and hashtag HWR show on YouTube, because we would like to know. Because a couple people were saying that it was kind of a little choppy. Now it seems to be going fine.
Yeah. I was for this buffering a little bit on the YouTube side.
Okay. Yeah, because right now we got viewers on both ends, and I just want to be sure. And again, a quick shout out to BC Games and More, Terry out there, Terry Boyer, Wicked 133, and everybody else who's listening. Thank you for paying it. Watching our insane show tonight. Like and subscribe to our channels. I know I'm a like and subscribe whore, but I just
I like that one.
But we want to get we want to get the program out there, and we want more listeners. So send your friends, send grandma, send the dog and the cat. I don't care, as long as they like the show.
As long as it's not Dixie Carter and Jeff Jarrett.
Oh God, no. How you doing? The only Dixie Carter that I don't mind having on the show is that woman from Designing Women.
Jesus.
Who, the fat one?
No, that was Delta Burke. Or was that Raymond Burr? They were both fat.
I think it was Raymond Burr.
Oh, okay. One of those fat people on that show.
Nice way of putting that, Joe.
What? If we're gonna go out the window, when are they gonna deport that Olmus, whatever his freaking name is, and his little ring rat?
Alexander C.N. Almas. And you know what? I actually like the guy. I think he's got great wrestling, and the fact that I forget her name. She was actually over in TNA she did it was Mexican America.
Sarita or something.
Was she the one that wore the mask? I know one of those folks did.
Yeah, because they got their face busted. I'm not sure, but I know that she was she did sign with the WWE as a performance trainer, and needless to say, now she's a voice for Cien Almas because he doesn't speak that English that well. So I think it was a great idea. But again, a similar subject over on TNA. Again, like I said, they're doing a lot international, and they're speaking in their native language, but they have subtitles. And I think it's not a bad thing because clearly people who are over to New Japan or down in Mexico or what have you, I think it's only fair to do their promos in their native language, but again, maybe have a voiceover, or not a voiceover, like a mouthpiece or subtitles. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rick, I'm just gonna throw out something real quick, Terry. So the stream has stopped on here, but it was solid versus how it was on YouTube. I just refreshed it and I see this too. It's still going. Lance, I think you wanted to recheck it too on your end.
It's buffering every now and then on YouTube. Okay. Like it's buffering right now, and now it's back.
Okay. Okay, now we have George. But I'm gonna say I hope
that's a buddy of mine. Just call him George.
Okay. Welcome, Curious George, to the curious world of this insane place. The stream is a bit dodgy, but might be his internet. It's kind of a little bit on each side. I think. I think it's just YouTube in general today acting up a bit, and so.
Well, not to mention it's also prime time, which means that probably a lot of people in your area are probably using internet. And if you have devices going, that's going to run it. I had to actually shut a few of my devices off to get my internet speed up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We're kind of right now. We're coming to the nitty-gritty of part of the show, and I gotta say, you know what? We've been really active here and on YouTube. We appreciate you folks for listening in and supporting the channel and supporting us. Lord knows we need the help. Make all donations to Joseph Knight Foundation. I shall make sure it goes to the right person. I'll call myself an Uber of Westchester so we can drive.
Hey now.
We'll go. You know what? I'm gonna throw this out at you, Kayla. What would happen?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. What would happen if me and Johnny invaded your area with a Latin American faction?
Yeah.
Lance says it'll sound kind of like what happened to me when I was in Memphis.
Well, I mean,
Knoxville.
If you guys came down here, I guarantee you the next show people would expect you guys to be there to finish invading it. So we would probably have to have fans like standing up because there would be nowhere to sit. People in this area, they get off on that stuff. They get off on seeing somebody coming up and challenging their favorite wrestler that's not even part of the promotion.
See, and I think that's what wrestling needs. Wrestling needs people just to come out. You never see these people before. Just come out and do it. Yeah. Come out and do a takeover, And I think that's what's missing in a lot of these independent wrestling organizations. Someone just coming in you've never seen before. Like Joe was saying, we do like a whole Latin thing. We'll call us like the Latin Legacy. We'll go out there, Puerto Rican flags. We'll take your flag. We'll toss it. We'll burn it. Whatever.
Oh, you can't do that here. If you toss or burn an American flag, you will be waited on in the parking lot and have your butt kicked.
Hey boy,
you might get shot.
That's what you want, but that's what you want. That's how you bring them back.
That guarantees us. That guarantees us a quick trip to the hospital.
Underestimating pissed off rednecks.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. If they came in and did anything to the flag, every redneck down here carries, regardless if they have a license or not, they're going to be waiting on you out in that parking lot. They're going to be like, come on, little Latin boy.
We could take the flag and use it as a diaper.
Oh, hell no.
You would be killed in a heartbeat.
Imagine us carrying the stars and bars, Johnny, all over the place.
Oh, You really want
like 70% of our audience and workers, they're currently serving or they have served. And just a quick thank you to anybody who's ever been in service, currently serving, or have served. Big thank you for serving for us. But yeah, you would be waiting on the parking lot, guns flaring.
Real quick, Terry said over in the chat room, he says, by the way, did any of us hear about Billy Corgan apparently sniffing around another wrestling promotion? I personally have not heard about it, but since he owns the NWA, it would not surprise me that he is looking for talent to regenerate the NWA. So that's kind of a smart move. He also adds, someone should bust into Lance's room and challenge him to a Redneck Gourmet showdown.
Oh, I'll do it.
we'll do a split screen with
just saying 2 weeks until Redneck Gourmet comes back on my channel. Just saying.
All right. Well, again, fans, we're coming to the end of the show, and we've been pretty big here. Let's go quick. Let me grab a couple of 2 more rumors, and then we'll come to the close of the show. Rick, Big Cass's knee injury is being evaluated again. His knee is being evaluated again, that he might need some surgery. So something seriously must have happened to him. And if it is legitimate, he could be out again for 6 months or more.
Yeah, I was reading about that. I'm like, holy shit. And first it was, they claimed it as a cell, but now they're not sure what's going on. So, and if he's injured again for 6 months, forget it, he's toast. When they brought him back as a heel, it really wasn't well received. The fans liked him as, right before he left, when he turned on Enzo, and he should have came back as a good guy. But the fact that he's injured and injury prone on that level, I would safe to say that his wrestling, the WWE career is going to take a major dive.
Absolutely. Let's go to you, Kayla. What do you think? Big Cass was limping, and everybody throws the storyline, but it looks like this could be legitimate again.
I mean, that's not good at all. In wrestling, if your neck is injured, if your knee is injured, I mean, you might as well just say, well, I guess I'll collect my retirement money from it. Because, I mean, once you injure that, it's so easy to be injured the same way again. And that takes longer recovery time. Plus, he's got so much heat backstage. Everything, WWE, if he has to have surgery and he's out for a while, might say, bye, Cass. See ya.
Well, Lance, let's go to you. What do you think?
Well, there's only one word to describe his knee, and I'm going to spell it out for you. SAWFT. Soft.
Let's go to you, Johnny. We've been in the business and we've seen injuries that keep coming, like nagging injuries that keep coming back. If he's out again, I think WWE might pull the plug on him.
Absolute accident prone. Just like one of our female wrestlers, every time she got in the ring, she injured herself. Remember that one, Joe?
Yeah. Oh, jeez, God, I still have flashbacks of when she took a bump. It's like she purposely sticks her neck out, or
just to get injured.
Just to get injured. I won't. Out of respect, I won't say the person's name,
names.
But yes, we've had somebody that literally almost got. She was just accident prone.
And that's Big Cass, accident prone.
Yep. Let's go to you. Let's go to you, Rick.
Well, as I said, with accident prone, it's really not good for that kind of a career for a wrestler. I mean, everybody, every now and then people get injured, but when you are injured out for a significant amount of time, you come back in a very short amount of time, you're re-injured again. I mean, how do you come back from that? We've seen accident prone, injuries, but nothing to that length. I think Sasha Banks, she was injury prone. She was injuring people here and there, or she was injuring herself, but they seem to be, not as severe. I think when she mule kicked Paige from behind. I think that was an honest bump, and not to mention, I don't think Paige was ready to come back to the ring. So I think, in some ways, it was a little bit on either side.
One more thing, and this will be the last thing on the topic, will be this year's Mae Young Classic will be taped in Florida on August 7th and 8th. Both the Wrestling Observer and Squared Circle Sirens are saying Toni Storm, that's a female, and Lo Shiari are names being mentioned as possible participants. Right now, they should hold off on the Mae Young Classic and bring back the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament or something, because Lord knows we need tag teams. We're running low on them. WWE's pushing the tag team division in the toilet again. So
that's true.
And the last thing is there is rumor. Now, we haven't confirmed it yet, and I'm still trying to find in that Enzo Amore might be headed to Impact. So we'll wait on that and see where this leads to. It could be just, BS flying around, but right now that is the only place that will probably take him. So who knows? Enzo in Impact. Rick, what do you think?
Well, Enzo over an Impact means, hopefully he doesn't have that same stupid gimmick, but unfortunately I have a bad feeling he is. When he said he's gonna make the announcement on Monday, I saw a picture of him, and he looked like he was whacked out on coke or something, because he shaved his beard off, and it just kind of looked like he hadn't taken a shower in like 6 weeks. He just looked horrible. For him to be over an Impact, he's gonna have to keep his attitude in check. He's gonna stop realizing that he's not the best thing that wrestling, that's become to wrestling. I think if he keeps that in check, he can do it, because like I may hate him, that guy, when he picks up the mic, he gets people's attention.
Absolutely.
He does have charisma. His mic skills are not bad, and I think again his biggest problem is his ego.
Absolutely. Since WWE owns Enzo Amore, he will probably have to come out with something else. Let's go to Roundtable real quick on final thoughts on this. Let's go to you, Kayla. What do you think?
Definitely he could be going to Impact, but considering, his past and everything and all this crap that came out about him that turned out not to be true, I do also have to ask myself, could it be Jeff Jarrett that might have called him and said, hey, I'm getting ready to run again, you need somewhere to go?
Oh, God, Jarrett and him, that's like having Vince Russo and Jim Cornette together. Let's go to you, Lance. Final word on Enzo.
Well, if he goes to Impact, I just had an idea. We're saying there's a possibility Big Cass and his knees fucked, he could be gone from WWE. Now the time that these two guys had been over the most in their entire lives was when they were tagging together. So Impact would be smart to bring both of them in together if they could pull that off.
Absolutely. Let's go to you, Johnny, real quick. Enzo Amore going to Impact.
He's getting a paycheck.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. 100%.
That's it. He's getting a paycheck.
All
Well,
right.
you know what? He can tag up with Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you
Not
go.
Johnny Gargano, Grado. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Mr. English Grade over there?
Yeah.
Like
And
in the Madonna entrance song guy?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Rockstar Enzo.
Yeah. Oh, God.
No,
That's even worse.
That's over at 205 Live, which is rumored to be canceling soon.
Yep.
205 sucks. Okay.
And it's not the Nitro Cruiserweights. You know, I'm sorry, the WCW Cruiserweights were great. You know,
absolutely.
ECW's
Hell yeah.
Cruiserweights, that's where the WCW Cruiserweights came from.
Yeah.
I could sit back and I could watch the WCW Nitro, and man, you know, if they didn't go wrong, but that'll be a topic for another day. You know what, fans? You know, we're coming to that point in time where it's time to go home, and I think we've ruined your night as it is. You know, now it's time to put Grandmama to bed, put the kids to bed and the cat outside, or put the cat outside, or put the kids outside and put the cat to bed. It's up to you.
One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. And with that, let's go over here with this. And if you're a fan of the paranormal and you like shows from the UK, we're not talking about Ghost Adventures, we're not talking about Ghostbusters, we're talking about legitimate stuff. Check out www.stokedhaunted.com. Our dear friend Andy, we've been missing him on here, but check out his show. Everything is on his website, YouTube links, Facebook, Twitter. Check him out, stokedhaunted.com. And I am Joseph Skoldrin Knight, and I host Skoldrin's Realm. And that you can find my podcast and everything not only here on Facebook Live, but also on YouTube. Again, hashtag Skoldrin's Realm. You can also find me regularly on Twitch, which is also, again, Skoldrin's Realm. Send me, also, if you want to talk to me on Twitter, it's at Skoldrin. So let's go around the table. Lance, you are the gourmet cooking, guitar making southerner with Lance Moss TV. Tell everybody about it.
Well, first off, it's youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. Every Wednesday night I go live, Lance Moss TV and friends. I never know who's going to show up. It's every Wednesday night at 6 Central, 7 Eastern for around roughly 2 hours. And every Friday I put up a video. Tomorrow it will be a video of my trip to the Gibson Guitar Factory. And hit me up on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
All right, and she is our Kentucky killer. She is with Kentucky's Own Wrestling. She is Zoe Nightshade, but we love her as Kayla. Kayla, tell everybody what's going on and where they can find, fans can find you.
Fans can find me either on my regular Facebook page, which is Kayla Hobbs, or you can hop on Facebook and type in Zoe Nightshade or Kentucky's Own Wrestling. You can find me on there. I also want to give a big shout out to all the young men and women who are about ready to graduate or have graduated this year. Congrats.
All right. Let's go to the Uber of Westchester. You know, I love saying that.
I still say it better.
I'm sorry, say it. What was that?
I said I still say it better.
Go ahead. That's right. Go ahead, you try it then.
Okay. The Uber of Westchester.
I like that.
I
like that.
If we keep practicing this when Andy gets on the show, who's legitimately from the UK.
He's gonna be like, "What the hell, you guys?"
Yeah, video and all
what
this
the
stuff. God bless the Queen.
He's gonna be like, "I was the only different one. Now I ain't even got that."
Yeah. Well, then again, to be honest, the Southern accent and the British accent do have some similar inflections.
Correct.
Anyway,
I don't think I've ever seen a hillbilly or redneck English person.
Not yet. Not yet.
I have, man.
Well, you know what? And
it's called the island.
Yeah, right.
The island
down in Dublin.
Now you're gonna make me channel my inner Irish. So we're gonna talk to the Irish now.
My name is Finley.
Yeah.
I love fight.
My name's Finley. I love being finned. Well, we're gonna go again. We're going back to the Uber of Westchester. He is the IPTV man himself. Johnny, tell everybody about your Uber of Westchester and your IPTV product.
Well, first of all, I'm here to save everybody money on all their streaming needs, whether it's movies, TV shows, cable, sports, pay-per-views, you name it, I can help you save it. You can get me on IPTV_guy, that's my Instagram, or you can email me if you have any questions at gr8iptv@gmail.com. Now, anyone interested in driving for Uber is a great way to make money. You're taking your day back, make as much as you want, little as you want. Be out there for 24 hours, be out there for 2 hours. It's up to you. If you want any more information on Uber, you can check out my Uber of Westchester Instagram at Uber Westchester, or check out my YouTube page, Uber Westchester.
You know, it's funny, Rick. You know, we're gonna keep saying it like that, and it's gonna become a fancy word. Watch, it's gonna Uber Everybody's gonna go Uba. You know,
and remember, we started it.
Yeah. somehow, either Impact or WWE is going to come out with the Uba of Westchester as a gimmick.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do the Uba of Westchester because, unfortunately, when you live in the South Shore, you kind of drop your R's and replace it with the A's.
Very true.
We're in Boston.
Hey,
come on down to Dorchester.
There you go, you got it.
That's it. There you go.
Pip pip chitty-o, and that's so daft. All right, Rick, you are the boss of this insane asylum. You are the warden. Tell everybody about HWR and what's going on.
Well, each and every week over here in the HWR chat room, hashtag HWR chat room, and that's at Facebook. And, we talk about all the latest rumors, the news. I give my personal thoughts on whether I think about these rumors. I'm not the type of person who writes out and says, I have inside stories. No, I give my personal thoughts as well as the news/rumor. I also just recently did a wallpaper on Impact's Rosemary. That is my latest work. I like to do a lot of wallpapers. I haven't done them in a while, but I also do write a lot of blogs. And, of course, over the HWR show, I'm always doing tribute videos. Plus, of course, we always have the hardcore rant, the Four Corner Rants, which is over there. If you haven't listened to some of the older ones, check those out as well. We have a lot of other, we have some interviews, much, much more. Again, that's over youtube.com/HWR show.
Absolutely. We're going over in a little bit of time, but we will be bringing back classic wrestlers to be interviewed. I'm going to be talking to a few, so you can get them on. I'm going to switch over real quick. Just a quick shout out to BC Games and More. They are in Erie, Pennsylvania. Again, check them out over here. Just find them on Facebook. BC Games and More. Mr. and Mrs. A. Great bunch of people. They deal with retro games, comics, and everything else. So check them out. I will be at HazardCon, which is a big Comic-Con anime manga convention. And everybody's going to be dressed in cosplays. I'm going to have a booth where I'm going to be streaming not only my Skoldran's Realms with games, along with BC Games and More, but I'm also going to be advertising the HWR product. So if you're a wrestling fan and you're in Erie, Pennsylvania, drop by the table, say hi. That is July 13th to 15th. That is a weekend, and that's hazardcon.org. Check them out. And again, BC Games and More. Terry Boyer, Lance, you want to throw some shout-outs here while we got some time?
Yeah, a lot of the guys that have been watching are guys like Terry Boyer, Herbie, Wicked 133, George. A lot of guys are in the Skype group that I'm in also. What's up, guys?
All right. We also have a new person I sent us a love on our podcast. Leanne, thank you for, I hope I said that right. Leanne, thank you for liking the product here. And again, fans, like and subscribe to our product here. Johnny, you want to throw any shout-outs to 1L Latino? Okay, I guess not. Anybody out there? Are we dead?
Yeah, I think we are all set for the night.
I think we're all.
We're good.
Here.
We're fine.
We're all falling asleep here.
No shout outs. Uber. No shout outs. Okay.
No Uber shout outs.
No Uber shout outs.
All right, fans. Again, tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we will give you more rumors, more stories going on. Rick, Money in the Bank is coming up, so we will be doing that. So fans want to check us out. There we'll be doing our Money in the Bank picks soon for that. And with that, fans, we're gonna say good night. And on Memorial Day, please, thank a veteran, support our armed forces, as well as those boys in blue, men and women of blue, who are putting their lives on the line to keep us safe and here to. Pretty much, they should be shooting us, but they're defending us. So with that, I'm going to say good night and thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. And one more thing, Lance.
Buy a veteran a a shirt.
Buy a veteran a shirt.
Yeah.
I like it.
That was good.
Okay.
That was good.
Okay.